The weight of it all presses down on me as I stare out the window. The early afternoon sun casts shadows across the room, but instead of offering warmth, it feels cold and distant. This isn't just about Cynthia's parents. It's about us, about what this means for the foundation we're building together. If loyalty and trust can crumble in a marriage that seemed as solid as theirs, what does that say about the rest of us? About me and Cynthia? I finally muster the courage to pick up my phone. My fingers hover over her name in my contacts, and a familiar tightness builds in my chest. Should I call her? Should I wait for her to bring it up? No, I need to hear her voice, to understand how she's feeling. Whatever she's going through, I want to be there for her. The line rings only twice before she picks up. "Hey, Gabe," she says, her voice light but tinged with something I can't quite place. It's not sadness exactly, but there's a distance there, like she's trying to hold something back. "Hey," I reply, pausing as I search for the right words. "How's work?" "It's fine." "Slow, really," she says, and I can hear the click of her keyboard in the background. "Why?" "What's up?" I take a deep breath. "I heard about your parents. Alex called me this morning." There's a long silence on the other end of the line. I can almost hear her processing what I just said, her mind racing to catch up. When she finally speaks, her voice is steady but quiet. "Yeah, I figured you'd find out eventually. I've been trying to process it. Are you okay?" I ask, wishing I could reach through the phone and hold her. "I don't know," she admits, and her honesty hits me harder than I expected. "It's just, I never saw this coming. Not from them. They've always been so solid, you know? And now, it's like everything I thought I knew about them is just gone." "I get it," I say softly. "I mean, I don't really, but I can't imagine how hard this is for you." "It's not just hard, Gabe," she says, her voice breaking slightly. "It's terrifying. If they can fall apart after all these years, what does that mean for us? How do I know we won't end up like them?" Her words mirror my own fears, but hearing them out loud makes them feel even heavier. I take another deep breath, trying to steady myself. "We're not them, Cynthia. Just because they're going through this doesn't mean we will." "But how do you know?" she asks, her voice rising with emotion. "How do you know we won't make the same mistakes?" "That I won't. My mom, she always seemed so happy, so content. And now I find out she's been lying to us all for God knows how long. What if I'm like her? What if I screw this up too?" "You're not your mom," I say firmly. "You're you. And I trust you. I believe in us." "Do you, though?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. "Because right now, I don't even know if I believe in myself." Her words cut through me like a knife. This isn't just about her parents' marriage. It's about her own sense of identity, her own fears and insecurities. I realize in that moment that she's not looking for answers from me. She's looking for reassurance, for something solid to hold on to in the midst of the chaos. "I believe in you," I say, my voice steady and sure. "And I believe in us. Look, this thing with your parents, it sucks. There's no other way to put it. But it doesn't define you, and it doesn't define us. We get to choose what kind of life we build together. We get to choose how we handle challenges, how we communicate, how we show up for each other." She's quiet for a moment, and I can almost hear her breathing, steady and measured. "I want to believe that," she says finally. "I really do. But it's hard right now. Everything feels so fragile. I know, I say softly, and it's okay to feel that way. We don't have to have all the answers right now. But I'm here, Cynthia. I'm here for you, and I'm not going anywhere. Thanks, Gabe, she says, her voice trembling slightly. I needed to hear that. We talk for a while longer, not about her parents or their divorce, but about us, our plans, our hopes, the things that make us laugh. For a little while, it feels like the shadow hanging over us has lifted, replaced by a sense of connection that feels stronger than ever. But later, as I sit alone in the quiet of our apartment, the doubts creep back in. What if she's right? What if this thing with her parents leaves a permanent mark on her, on us? What if we're fooling ourselves, thinking we can rise above it all? I shake my head, trying to push the thoughts away. This isn't about what ifs. It's about what we do now, how we move forward together. Cynthia and I have faced challenges before, and we've always come out stronger. This is just another test, another chance to prove that we're not defined by the mistakes of others. As the evening stretches on, I find myself thinking about the future again, not with fear, but with determination. Cynthia and I may not have all the answers, but we have each other. And in the end, that's what matters most. Together, we'll figure out how to navigate the twists and turns of life, one step at a time. Is this conversation helpful so far? And what about us? If Cynthia's idea of love and loyalty is shaped by her parents, what does that mean for us? Will their choices ripple through our lives, undermining everything we've built? The questions gnaw at me, each one burrowing deeper into my thoughts. I don't want to believe that Cynthia could ever question us the way I'm questioning them. Not her, not us. But doubt has a way of creeping in. It's slow, insidious, and before you know it, it's rooted in the cracks you didn't even realize were there. The hours drag on. Time feels elastic, each minute stretching into an eternity. I pace the living room, the soft thud of my steps echoing in the quiet. The more I try to settle my thoughts, the louder they get. My mind loops through the same relentless cycle. Should I call her? Should I wait? What if she needs space? What if she needs me? Every time I pick up my phone, my chest tightens, my thumb hovering over the screen. What do I even say? Hey, I heard about your mom. How are you holding up? It feels so hollow, so inadequate. I imagine Cynthia's face, her wide, expressive eyes shadowed with pain, and I know no words will ever be enough to erase the hurt. Then again, maybe it's not about finding the right words. Maybe it's about showing up, being there, and offering her the kind of unwavering support she's always given me. I think about all the times Cynthia has been my rock. Like the time I almost quit my job because the pressure was suffocating, and she stayed up with me until 3 a.m., listening, encouraging, grounding me with her quiet wisdom. Or when I spiraled into self-doubt after losing a major project, and she reminded me fiercely, lovingly, that I was more than my failures. Cynthia has always been my anchor. She's the one who pulls me back when I feel like I'm adrift, lost in the chaos of my own mind. I owe her that much, don't I? To be her anchor now, even if I don't know exactly how to do it. Finally, after what feels like an eternity of indecision, I pick up my phone and start typing. Hey, I heard about your parents. I'm so sorry. I'm here if you want to talk. It's short, simple, but it feels right. I hit send before I can second guess myself, before doubt can claw its way back in. And then I wait. The minutes crawl by, each one heavier than the last. I tell myself she's probably busy, that she'll respond when she can. But the silence is deafening, and with each passing second, my anxiety grows louder. What if I said the wrong thing? What if she doesn't want to talk to me right now? When my phone finally buzzes, I grab it so fast I nearly drop it. Her reply is brief. "Thanks, Gabe. I'll call you later." It's not much, but it's enough. Enough to ease the tightness in my chest. Enough to remind me that she knows I'm here for her. The rest of the day passes in a blur. I throw myself into distractions, cleaning the apartment, working out, flipping through shows I don't really watch. But no matter what I do, the unease lingers like a weight at the back of my mind. When Cynthia finally calls that evening, her voice is steady, but there's an undercurrent of exhaustion I can't ignore. We talk about her day, about work, about the little things that usually bring her comfort. But not once does she mention her parents. I don't push her. If she's not ready to talk, that's okay. I remind myself that sometimes silence is its own kind of solace. As the conversation winds down, she hesitates. I can hear it in the pause before she says my name, the way her voice softens when she finally speaks. "Gabe, this thing with my parents, it's a lot to process. I don't even know what to think right now." "I get it," I say, keeping my voice steady. "Take your time. I'm here for you, whatever you need." There's a long silence before she responds. "Thanks. That means a lot." We end the call soon after, but her words linger in my mind. She's processing it, just like I am. And maybe that's okay. Maybe neither of us needs to have all the answers right now. Over the next few days, our conversations become more frequent, more open. Slowly, the walls start to come down. Cynthia begins to share pieces of the story, fragments of a picture that's both painful and familiar. She talks about the cracks that were always there, hidden beneath the surface of her parents' marriage. About the arguments they thought she couldn't hear, the cold silences that stretched on for days. About the moment she realized that the love she'd always believed in was more fragile than she ever imagined. She's hurt. She's angry. She's confused. But more than anything, she's determined not to let it define her. And I admire her for that. I admire the way she's facing this storm head-on, even when it would be easier to turn away. One night, as we sit together on the couch, she looks at me with a kind of quiet intensity that takes my breath away. "Do you ever worry," she asks, "that we'll end up like them?" Her question catches me off guard, but I don't hesitate. "No," I say firmly. "Because we're not them, Cynthia. We're us. And as long as we keep choosing each other every day, we'll be okay." She doesn't say anything for a long moment, but then she nods, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "I want to believe that," she whispers. And I realize then that it's not just about saying the right words or offering comfort. It's about showing her every day that she's not alone in this, that we're in this together, for better or worse. In the weeks that follow, we grow stronger. Slowly, the doubt that once loomed over us begins to fade. Because if there's one thing I've learned through all of this, it's that love isn't about perfection. It's not about avoiding pain or pretending the cracks don't exist. It's about standing together, even when the ground beneath you feels unsteady. It's about choosing each other, even when the storms rage. And as long as Cynthia and I have each other, I know we can face anything. Together,